What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dominate the Books. I'm your host, Keith. And as you can see right now, I don't know if you can see, I got my little name tag here on. Youngest daughter, she went to go ahead and enlist into the Air Force today. So had to go to that service and watch her swear in. And it was a cool time, good ceremony. Shout out to any military people that we have watching the video, past and present. Thank you for your service. And let's get into the video. So, before we get started, before the game started last night, Christian McCaffrey was ruled out about, I want to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours before the game started, which kind of just blew up everything because it throws everything off about how many times the quarterback is going to pass the ball, how many times this guy's going to run it, how many times this guy's going to catch it or attempt to catch it. It just messed everything up. So, this bet that I have here is one that I hit. I found this after I posted the video. And in my last video, in the description, I had the link to my Twitter or X. It's Dominate the Books on Twitter, but my handle is We Dominate 6. So again, that's We Dominate and the number 6. And usually after I post a video, I would either go on social media or I might get a text from, a friend, and they might send me a bet. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this, or, I like this part, but I don't like this part. I'll take this, I'll add this in. And this is one of those bets that I did that. So basically, I just made my money back I might have had a little profit on here. Can't remember exactly what I bet. But like I said, everything just kind of got blew up because McCaffrey was out. I even had him in this bet, and luckily, this one still came through for me. 49ers on the money line. Jake Moody over 1.5 field goals. George Kittle over 38 and a half yards. And Deebo Samuel over 45 and a half yards. Now, the crazy thing about this George Kittle player prop, as I was putting in the bet, the yardage went from 34 and a half up to 38 and a half. And as you can see by the title of the video, we're going to be looking at Wnba plays today. And the same thing happened today, so I'm going to go over that with you as well. But just wanted to show you guys that real quick before we get into the video. So let's see what we got here. Let's go back over here. All right, so first player we're going to be looking at is Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream. Again, I'm using the platform Outlier, and I'll put the link in the description to that as well. You can get a 7-day free trial. And after that, it's like $20 a month, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it, like I said before. But we're going to fade Ryan Howard today, or either we're going to take her under. As you can see here on the screen, she has failed to exceed 3.5 3-pointers in 10 of her last games versus top 5 defenses for 3-pointers made allowed. So if we go back over here and look at her last 10 games, she's only hit that once back on August 16th. Other than that, she's been under, didn't play, under, didn't play, under, over, under. So we're going to fade her or take her under on 3-pointers. Next player will be Jordan Canada, also the Atlanta Dream. And we're going to be looking at her assists. So if we go here to the screenshot from Outlier, Jordan Canada has exceeded 5.5 assists in 12 of her last 14 games. Excuse me. So if we go back here and look at her assist totals from the last 12 games, she's hit this mark 12 out of the 14 times, like the screenshot said. The only time she didn't hit it, she was right under. She went under at 5 both times. So I think that's a pretty good bet there. And then for my last best bet on the WNBA, we're going to look at Nafisa Collier on her points and assists. And I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, but she's with the Minnesota Lynx. And if we take a look here at Nafisa, she has failed to exceed 24.5 points plus assists in 5 straight games versus top 10 defenses for points allowed. So Atlanta is one of those teams. So if we go back here and look at her last 5 games, she's went under on each of those games there in points and assists. Now, these props, I would say Nafisa and Ryan Howard at the time of this video, you don't have to parlay these. You can bet these individually. And I found the best lines for those over at Bet 365. But like I was talking about earlier in the video with George Kittle's line moving, the same thing happened for Jordan Canada. They had her at 5.5 as I was recording this and putting it all together. And then as soon as I flipped back, it bumped it up to 6.5. Now, as you can see, at 6.5, now we're kind of playing with fire a little bit. She's only went over that 1, 2, 3, 4 times in the last 12 games. She's hitting right under it at 6, but I feel comfortable at 5. So again, you can bet these individually, and I would kind of like line shop. And basically what that means is have more than one sports book that you place your bets on, because you want to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. You don't want to just always bet with FanDuel just because you got you got a lot of bets with FanDuel, or you think they have a cool platform or whatever the case may be. You want to shop around just like you do at the grocery store. Just because the store across the street might be selling milk for $5 doesn't mean you have to get the milk from there. You might go down the street and they got it for $3, or around the corner and they got it for $2.50. Same thing with betting. You want to just shop around and make sure that you're finding the best line, because what happens is, say for instance, if you bet $100 on somebody that's minus 120, you hit that bet, that's an $80 profit. But if you're getting plus money, like plus 100 even, you're betting 100 on that, then you win 100. Now, if you do that 10 times in a month, that's $200 that you're missing out on. Over a year, we're talking about $2,400, $2,500. So, just do the math. But here's what I put together. Just a couple different ideas. I found I parlayed them together just as an idea. Again, you could bet these separately or individually. But as you can see, they also have a 30% boost there at Bet 365 plus 260. So if you bet $10, it'll bring you back $43.79. Ryan Howard, we got her under at 3.5 3-pointers made. Jordan Canada, we went ahead and just took 5 assists. And Afisa Collier, we were able to get the under at 24.5 at the time of the recording of this video. So again, $10 will get you $43.79. And then same bet, Bet 365 under 3.5 threes, 5 assists for Jordan, and under for Miss Collier on points and assists at 24.5. Bet $25 with the boost. We're looking at 109.50. So bet 100 on this. I do the math in my head, probably looking about around $450, somewhere around there with the boost. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Thanks again for tuning in. There's also a full slate of baseball games, and just depending on the time here, I might bounce back on y'all with another video before the baseball starts. As a matter of fact, let me see what time the first game starts. We don't edit anything. I'm just going to pull it up and check it out right now live, or we're recording this. Because if I can get you guys another video, I'm definitely going to do that today. Had the day off to go ahead and attend that ceremony. So I got a little extra time on my hands today. First game doesn't start till 6:40. So yeah, I should be able to check these games out. See what I like, if anything, on the money lines, maybe on the run lines, and see if we can put a home run parlay together or a hit parlay. But either way, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.